Hey everybody, welcome back. It's time to market like a nerd. And today we are going to answer the question, are my ads doing okay? And that's coming up next. Woohoo! Welcome back, Jody.
That's so
Welcome
energizing.
back.
That intro, I love it.
I know. It makes me want to have some maracas and go like, you know?
Yeah, little salsa dancing behind the video, right? How do you
Love
use
it.
salsa?
Come on, baby. Salsa time. So what is going on? Welcome back, Jody. How was your vacation? I know you were out taking a break.
Little trippy trip over to Myrtle Beach and dipped our toes in the ocean a couple of times. It was a little cold, but saw some dolphins swimming in the waves.
Nice,
that was so cool. So nice little family trip. First road trip of our marriage so far.
Really? Well, that was, I'm sure that was
a road trip. So
that was most needed for you all. So I know you guys are like, wow, I'm sure you did great, feel great. So welcome back to the question, Jody. The question, the main question, and I think what I put in the post today is that we're going to have to break this down into at least 3 parts this week because there's a lot to talk about. And this is, even though the question is as simple as how are my ads doing, and really, you know, how can you make them better? There is a lot of stuff behind that question, a lot of things.
It is kind of a loaded question. Are my ads doing okay? What ads do I need to keep an eye on? And then, like, what do I do if they're not great?
Right. And like everything else. Yeah, and everything else, right? It comes down to testing. It comes down to understanding the numbers, the data, right? So I think today we should really just focus on the general idea on what things means and what data means and what they should be looking at. What do you think?
I am prepared to talk about that. I am totally ready. Let's do it. You know how dirty I am with data, right? Like,
oh yes. So Jody's going to answer the question, are my ads doing okay? So I think, tell us, generally speaking, how do they know if the ads are doing okay?
So if you've got your ads set up properly in Facebook Ads Manager on the back end, you will see all your little reporting columns that give you all the stats. And the 4 stats that we really look at the most every single day are CPM, and we'll expand on these, but CPM, cost per impression, CPC, which is cost per click, your conversion rate, and your click-through rate. So those are our 4 top metrics that we're looking at to know how our ads are performing.
Right. That's right. So at least now you know that there is numbers that you need to look at and stay focused on those things. So, all right. So I think one of the questions even for me, it was about CPM. And I remember you explained that already. I know what that is, but I think you need to explain this a little bit further, because what is the meaning of CPM? Because I know that click per, but what's the M for?
Mil.
Mil. Okay, mil.
Cost per mil. And mil does not equal million. It actually equals 1,000. It's a kind of a funky acronym, cost per mil, CPM. So it's a cost per 1,000 impressions. And do you know what an impression is on an ad, Eddie?
Right. Like somebody sees it.
Yes.
Right.
It's how many times it actually is shown in the news feed. So how much am I paying to get this ad shown 1,000 times in my news feed? So what does this stat indicate? It's an interesting one. It's the big arrow that this is pointing to mostly is your targeting. And so we know that when we're setting up ads, brainstorming our audiences and getting our targeting right is really important, because CPM, the cost that it is to get eyeballs on your ads, is like one of the top metrics that we have, and it's going to feed down and impact your cost throughout the entire funnel from top to bottom. And so if your CPM is sky high, then you're going to see high costs throughout the entire funnel. It's costing a lot of money to get eyeballs in front or on just your ads. Even if you have great creatives and great copy, it don't matter if it's costing way too much money to get them in front of other people. And we are going to be talking more this week about like, how can I improve that stat? And, you know, like, what do I change to make it better? But just for a baseline, Eddie, we look at between $18 and $20 CPM cost per 1,000 impressions is pretty standard in the niches that we're working with, which is like health and wellness, and then like the personal professional coaching, like marketing coaching, business coaching, things like that. We're seeing, you know, 18 to 20 is about where we're at right now. When a lot of people pulled out of advertising during all the shutdowns and Corona and everything, shouldn't have said that word on a live.
No, the beer. I like Corona.
But
I like
so
Corona.
when ad costs went down and more people were on their phones, and that the cost that went down the most was the CPM. It was cheaper to get eyeballs on your ads because more people were on their phones. They wanted to stay up to date with what was going on. And a lot of advertisers pulled back on advertising because everything was kind of unstable and uncertain, right?
Wait, so hold on. Let me get this straight. You said, so basically the CPM back then, like when things went whack, there was a lot more people looking at things. So that means they were paying a lot more money, right?
Nope, we were paying a lot less money. It was cheaper.
A lot less.
Yep, it was cheaper to get eyeballs on ads at that time because more people were online and fewer people were advertising. So your cost per 1,000 impressions, your audience and your targeting, you're like bidding. You're in like a bid war to get your ad in front of your ideal clients. And so again, copy and creative plays into that too, especially if people who are in your similar niche and are targeting your audience. Like if you're targeting pregnant moms and there's another company targeting pregnant moms and they have really great creatives and yours are kind of like low quality, you're going to get penalized for that and your CPM is going to go up. Again, we'll talk about this more this week, but just kind of basic level, you know, there's a competition going on there to have really good creatives in front of that audience that you're seeking to get in front of.
Wow, that's crazy. That's interesting because you know that I've known about the CPM. I've heard it, and I remember you mentioned a lot about it in regards to the 1,000 impression thing. That's what it meant. But wow, you're right. It sounds like it can be a war. Like this is the times when you do need to have a very clear message and an attractive offer, but also specifically those creatives that need to grab people's attention because you said it. If someone else is in the same market, what's going to be the difference from that, right?
Yeah. And who's going to come out the winner? And, you know, with that targeting, like test different targeting, you know, instead of just target moms, break that out and target, you know, different brands that revolve around like bottle feeding or breastfeeding, and then pick out different brands that revolve around like diapering or, you know, boutique baby clothing or something like that, or like baby furniture, you know, the big baby stores, the big box baby stores, things like that. Other influencers that are, you know, primarily working with pregnant moms are important there too. So
that's cool. So now I think, let's say someone sees that and they click, right? They click. So I think this is a good time to talk about that other one, right? Isn't there click per cost per click, something like that?
Click. Yeah.
Okay,
so
right.
Cost per click, or CPC, is that one is how much it costs per actual click on your ad. And it should always be less than or equal to what you're willing to spend on a lead. So if it's too high, you're going to adjust the creative or the audience. So just in general, cost per click, it means that when you have the impression on the ad, right? So eyeballs are on your ad. How much does it cost per click to get to your page? Because we're looking at link clicks. We want to see not just clicks to like my Facebook page, right? I want clicks to my actual landing page.
Oh, wait. So that means that they're counting if they click on the ad and it's not going to a page, that also counts as CPC?
Yeah, so on the back end in the metrics, Eddie, there's two CPCs. It says CPC all and CPC like link clicks. And so we're specifically, if you look at CPC all, your CPC is going to look great all the time because people are clicking like, and people are clicking to expand to see the rest of your copy, and people are clicking to go check out your Facebook profile, things like that. We don't want to count those. I want to know how many clicks did I get, or how much did it cost to actually get someone to click to go to my landing page or my sales page,
Makes
the
sense,
offer that I'm promoting in my ad. So there are two different CPCs, CPC all and CPC link clicks. And we want to look at just CPC link clicks. And again, this metric is really talking about what it costs to get an actual click on your ad. And so what compels someone to click? Right? So it's not just stopping the scroll and reading it. What compels them to click? It's usually the copy or a dangling carrot of the offer or really great creative that makes them want to like, okay, I'll check this out, right?
So
to get that click.
So is that where conversion stuff comes in? Like when you click cost per click, you want to know how many of those actually bought, right?
Correct. Yeah. So conversion rate, this is our next step that we're talking about. Conversion rate is how many conversions you're actually getting in your funnel. So if the first step of your funnel is an opt-in page, how well is that converting? And this does matter for Facebook ads, even though that's like the funnel part of things, right? You look at that stat in Ads Manager because it does matter. If I'm targeting the wrong audience and I'm getting them to click on the ad, but then they get to the landing page and we lose them, some of that could be targeting. It could be messaging and targeting. Some of that, could be on your Facebook ads, or that there's a disconnect between what the ad is saying and what the opt-in page is doing. And so a lot of what we're talking about today is that pre-funnel, the ads only metrics, but conversion rate does play in there because if there's too big of a difference or your audience is off or whatever, it's just not gonna convert. And it doesn't always mean, hey, my landing page sucks or my headline in my landing page needs to be adjusted or my offer is terrible. It means there could just be a disconnect between your ads creative and what's on your landing page or your sales page.
So that's okay. So does this also relate? Because I know there is another one. I know there is another. I believe it's CTR. And does that relate to the conversion rate, or is that the same thing?
So CTR, Eddie, it's a metric that you can look at across all forms of marketing. We look at CTR when we're looking at our emails, when we're looking at our websites, when we're looking at blogs, when we're looking at ads and landing pages. CTR means get my brain back together. So this is the number of people who clicked on your link divided by the total number of people who saw it. Okay. So for example, in an email, how many people opened the email? And we take that number and we divide it by, or we take the total number of people who clicked and divide it by the number of people who saw it. That gives us a percentage. Your click-through rate is a percentage. And that percentage is the number that we're looking here at the click-through rate. So it goes for emails and then also for ads. So ads would be the number of people who clicked divided by the number of people who saw the ad. So click-through rate. And we're looking anywhere from like 1 to 3% is, kind of what we're seeing lately. 5% is amazing.
Really? Okay. Because that's what I was going to ask you. Like, what rate should someone look at? And so 1 to 3% is the average?
Yeah.
That's especially low.
When what's that?
That's low.
It is, Eddie. And that's why like I said in the beginning, your cost per 1,000 impressions really does impact the rest of these metrics.
Mm,
So if we're
wow.
talking about 1,000 people seeing your ad, so how many people clicked versus that 1,000 people, that's like your
Yeah.
baseline click-through rate, right?
Yeah.
So if your click-through rate is low, then we've got to make some changes in the creatives in order to get that up. So, and
Wow.
I'm going a little ahead of myself because I know we're going to talk about
Yeah.
that later this week, but that
Okay.
click-through
Okay.
rate is really important too.
But I gotta ask you then. Okay, so if that's the average, because this question comes up a lot with when we are enrolling clients because we have to audit right what they have, and that was one of the questions that I've had where is what's the average? So that's low, 1 to 3%. I knew it was about 2%, so I know that's low. But so what makes it better? Like, what would be a better percentage? Any numbers that you may have like that
I
doesn't
mean, anything
increase or
above 3% is going to be great. 3 to 5% is
really?
going to be great. Oh, absolutely. This number is typically low. Even like email click-through rates, Eddie.
Yeah,
We review them every week on Mondays.
yeah,
I'm sure you've seen them.
yeah,
When we're talking about our emails that we're sending to our list, and like 2% of people click
yeah,
through,
yeah.
that's good. That's good.
Wait,
That's
so
average. Like
I've
that's
s- I've heard that what about this 10%, 12%? I've heard that's what I've heard. Is that legit? Is that 12% for email open rate? Is that
That's more for open rates. And what we're striving for email
oh,
open rates is like 20% or better. We want to
okay, so this is not that.
no, nope. So click through rate. So in email
Oh.
marketing, we want to
Mhm.
see a 20% or better open rate and a 2% or better click through rate.
Because they just clicking. I get you. Okay, okay, okay. That's
Yes,
good. That's
yes,
really
it's
good.
so helpful to understand these stats when it comes to your marketing. You got to really
Yeah.
handle on this in order to make good choices, Eddie. Because if we don't know what these stats mean, then we
Yes.
can't know like. And if we don't know what we should be aiming for, then we can't
Right.
know like is it doing well or not. So when we answer this question, are my ads doing okay? We have to know what baseline is. A
Yeah.
really cool resource, just to throw this out there, is our funnel sales calculator, because we take all of the different funnels that we have, like as a possibility. Like there's so many different funnels. I think there's a calculator for like 10 different funnels. High ticket, low ticket, mid ticket, tripwires, free gifts, webinars, blah, 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 all these different things. And it shows you like what you should be aiming for. We've done that work for you and plugged in there what your baseline metrics should be. And then all you have to do is plug in like the cost of your offer and stuff like that, and how much you're going to spend on ads. And then it spits out what your metrics should be and how much you need to spend week to week in order to make the money that you want to make. So that's a
Yeah.
super helpful resource where we've
Is that
done all this work.
we're gonna post that in the comment. Is that can you post that? Do you remember the name? What's the name of that?
I think it's
Salesfunnelcalculator.com?
funnelsalescalculator.com.
Okay, funnel sales calculator.com.
And you know
Got
what?
it. Got it.
ClickFunnels and Infusionsoft kind of hated on each other this weekend and disconnected. And I got a message from our technical assistant that he got everything reconnected. So y'all go on over there and
Oh,
grab
okay,
that
okay, okay. That's
resource
interesting. I didn't know
because it
that.
is reconnected and we can actually sell them now. So
Oh my goodness. Okay, that's interesting. So funnelsalescalculator.com. If that's the one, then you guys can go and visit, check it out, get that. This is wait a minute, Jody. Is this the one that's like I think we should be charging like 10 grand or something like that?
that's the winning ads cheat sheet that's free.
Oh, that's the
Um,
other one.
this is the
Okay.
funnel sales calculator. I think it's $27. So
Oh, okay, that's right. That's
it's
right.
still
It's still
super
that's still
valuable.
super, yeah, that's still anyway, but that's okay because Jody is so awesome. She likes to give you guys everything you need so that you can make better choices. It's almost every single week, Jody, we come and talk about discuss whatever it is. It still comes down to the data, right? The data that we gather and understanding your audience and testing. I mean, if there's any magical anything, I think those are the three points that every one of you here watching live, listening, or just watching the recording should understand, that it's not a magical thing. It's not something that it was going to take a month or two. It takes time. But the good news is that our company as a team will back you up. We'll do everything for you. We'll make sure that things are getting done. We'll manage it. We'll do everything possible to make things work for you. And you just have to watch the numbers with us. That's it. Easy. So that is awesome. I love it.
We
All
can tell
right.
you, because so that funnel sales calculator, we use those in our own process too.
That's
Our
right.
ads managers
With our clients.
and plug in those calculators into our client master spreadsheet for Facebook ads. And we get to see, like, okay, client, here's what you stand to make if you commit to spending X amount of dollars on your Facebook ads. And, then they say, all right, I'm willing to do that. Or like, hey, let's dial it back and start out slow, or whatever you want to do. But that's the exact calculator we use for every single client. And we it's basically giving it away.
Yeah, it is.
and then from there, it's about the data. We run the ads, we get the metrics back. We look at the CPM, CPC, conversion rate, and click-through rate. Those are our 4 top big metrics. And let the data tell us, okay, what do we need to adjust from here? What do we need to improve? And then obviously, based on which stat it is, it leads us to the path of what actually we need to change. Is it our audience? Is it our messaging? Is it our creatives? Or is it the actual funnel?
Yeah, outstanding. Awesome, awesome. So for those of you watching this, if you want some questions answered in our live, we have this technology now that we can actually see your comments right away, and we'll do everything we can to answer them. So I'll invite you to be here, and anyone else be here on Wednesday again at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 a.m. Pacific, and also Friday, because this is where we're going to dive into what to do with this data and how to make them better, right, Jody? Like, you're going to share with us exactly what to look for, because I want to know too, especially with that CPM. That CPM is very interesting. So,
well, and I want to not just like how do I improve these stats, but how do these stats impact my bottom line? How do they impact the profit I'm making on these funnels? So we're going to dive into that more over the next couple of live streams.
I love it. I love it.
Guys, a little bit more information. So basically everything we're giving away is like the keys to the kingdom. You could go and do a lot of this on your own. Obviously, we're here to help too. We love helping other people with their Facebook ads. It's what we are really, really good at. And, like Eddie said, we're here to help out. So
that's awesome. Well, awesome, Jody. We got to go to the other meeting. So thank you so much, everybody, for being here live or watching the recording or listening to us, wherever you're at. Come back Wednesday morning, get your questions answered Friday morning as well. And we'll do what we can to do that for you. Other than that, Jody, thank you so much. I'm so happy you are back.
It's good to be back. That was a long time.
Always good. It's always. And by the way, did you guys notice we're both wearing our what is it? The blue light blockers. I got the daylights. You got the night ones. I
have my nighttime ones on. I should put on my daytime.
No, that's cool though. I like those too. So that's awesome. All right, guys, everybody. Thank you so much. Have a great day and peace.
Peace.